Hello everyone and welcome to Our Generation. I am your host, Madison Fisher. I always love this time of year. It seems like the same arguments happen over and over and over again between the left and the right in this woke culture. We should cancel Baby It's Cold Outside. Say happy holidays, you goon. Santa is real. Across all ages, cultures, and households, the same argument continues to repeat with no end. You know the definition of insanity, right? Well, we are on the insanity train, my friends. Why can't we focus on the fact that Christmas has just become this Coca-Cola nightmare that's putting us all in poverty? But nah, that would be too much work. So I thought that maybe we should bring some new material to the table. How about we focus on the fact that there's always that one family member who continues to bring salad to Christmas dinner? No one wants salad, Frank. If I don't gain at least 15 pounds in this Christmas season, it's just not worth it. Hashtag cancel salad. TM. Or how about the fact that sometimes families just suck? You know, like no, Cousin Kyrie, the earth is not flat. And no, Mother, I'm not giving you a grandchild. And no, Grandpa, Grandma did not get run over by a reindeer. Or we could go after the fact that Mrs. Claus is stuck at home all night while Santa travels around the world. She's probably checking her social media regularly, making sure he's not making a list and checking it twice, if you know what I mean. Or maybe we could just fight on Facebook about how none of this actually matters. No one is attacking Christmas. No one cares that Santa's a man, and no one, absolutely no one, cares about eggnog. Disgusting. All in all, the holidays should focus on the one thing that brings the golden ray of sunshine to all of us. Presents. Just kidding. In all seriousness, I hope everyone had a great holiday season full of love, full of joy, and I hope you enjoyed the snowy skies. One thing I will argue is that we're going to have a great show tonight. We have Nicholas Macedo and Matt Smith coming on to talk about healthy relationships, gaming tips, and we're going to play the Newlywed Game. So get ready for all the fun. Stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome back. I am very excited to announce our next guest, Nicholas Macedo, who may or may not be pretty special to me. He's kind of my boyfriend. No big deal. How are you, Nick?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good. It's weird calling you Nick.
I know, it's kind of different.
It's like, no, my name's Baby.
Like, am I in trouble right now?
So how long have you been coupled up with me?
So been 15 months.
15 months. That's wild.
Right? Yeah. This time around.
Yeah, this time around, yes. So
yes.
Do you want to share our story a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So Maddie and I met in high school.
Yes.
Dated for a little bit.
Same pets?
Yeah. The old broken down one. Then we split apart. 10 years later, we meet up again. And so far, the rest is history.
Yes, so far. So what's like your greatest takeaway from our relationship so far?
Probably communication is key. Just being open with each other. Kind of if someone's feeling something, you should talk about it because we can't read each other's minds.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel like in all my other relationships, like communication was always the issue. And I feel like in modern relationships, like today, I feel like a lot of people aren't willing to communicate to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being in a relationship under 30 is hard. Big
time.
Yeah.
Especially when you think of like all the different contexts that can push against you. Like, I know for me it was hard opening up because I lived in a Portuguese family where it's like no feelings.
Yeah, and then I lived in a Dutch family where you just say everything that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
And just in a very abrasive, blunt way.
Yeah, but it's awesome though because it's the exact opposite of how I grew up. So that's when I knew I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I communicate with this one.
That's true. I feel like you're on the wavelength of me though, because I feel like you're also very blunt.
Well, you taught me how.
Do you think that being under 30 and dating, like what kind of pressures go into that kind of thing?
That's tough. So I've only had like 2 major relationships. And so one of them was through high school and the other one was now. So I kind of missed the whole like dating in my early 20s.
Yeah.
But I know my brother has, and it was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot. Like, there's dating culture. There's like going out to the bars. There's social media that you have to contend with now. and just what people are looking for in a relationship is a lot different than, I guess, what it used to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think it's beneficial to kind of date around in your early 20s, or did you find your experience still got you to like the maturity level to have a healthy relationship?
I think in my case, it was something bad that turned out something good.
Oh, okay.
Like I matured because I had to. I think if you want to date around and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to figure out what you like.
Yeah, that's true. See, that's like my experience because I dated around, as you know, and throughout that, shut up. So throughout that experience, though, I learned like that I actually had a lot of trauma in my body from my childhood, and that was affecting every single relationship, not just like, emotional, like feelings wise. I'm talking like friendships, love relationships, coworker relationships, boss and like employee relationships. And so I found that like through dating, it was almost like unweaving all of that with every single experience. But I felt like my last serious relationship before you, that was when I like put myself through therapy, and that's what actually really got me to the point where I could have a healthy relationship. But yeah, I also just like hate first dates. Like I absolutely hate them.
Yeah. So therapy, I want to talk about that because I feel the same way. I had therapy after my last relationship ended, and that's where I was like, okay, now I know what I want, kind of more. First dates do suck. They're awkward as hell.
Yes.
And it's just trying to figure out. Luckily for us, when we had our first date, I kind of knew you a little bit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that awkward, but there's just so much unknowns.
And I feel like people really try in like the first like 3 months of a relationship, and then they kind of drop off as well. So I always feel like you put yourself out there and then you're only shot down like months later. Either like you're ghosted, or either like you're like just basically ignored, or like you get that awkward text and be like, hey, actually I don't like you. Luckily for us, that didn't happen. Very thankful.
Yeah.
But I think why we kept going the way we did is because like we actually took the time to like do like different like couples activities. Like we do journaling together, and we do like, vision boards together. Can you speak to that at all as to like, has that had a positive impact for you in this relationship?
Yeah. So I remember one of our first dates was questions from a bowl.
Yeah.
And you wrote the questions because you're amazing. And some of the questions were like hard-hitting, deep questions. And because I was able to talk about that in that space, I didn't feel judged or worried about anything. I kind of knew like, okay, so I can feel open about what I feel.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our dates tend to be like we did a workshop one time. Like you printed a worksheet for us and we filled it all out. Like it's cool because you kind of figure out what you want to say and what you're feeling. Like you're putting pen to paper, but then you're also getting what your partner's feeling too.
Yeah.
Again, we can't read each other's minds. So doing that kind of stuff where kind of the same question arises and we can see what page we're on, that definitely helps.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because I like to know exactly what's going on in your mind, so it's nice to do those things. Do you think that like, because our relationship, we're monogamous, do you think that that's like natural? Do you think monogamy is something that like it happens for everyone and that's the way it should be, or do you think there's like wiggle room?
Oh, I think everyone's different. Like we talked about this. Like some animals mate for life and some don't. Some don't care. Like it's whatever you're feeling. So if you are with this person, you feel okay, we can invite another person in, go for it. But for me, it's definitely just the one person, and then kind of everyone becomes like this blur on the side.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like that was like one of the first conversations we had when we realized we wanted to date each other. Because the first date, we weren't sure if we were just gonna be friends. We were just reconnecting. And so I think like in the beginning stages, like that second to third date, I think is the most crucial to like ask those hard-hitting questions of like, do I want to be in an open relationship? Do I want to be monogamous? What are my goals? What do I want to bring to the table? What can this person offer me? And I think we did that. We dived pretty deep, like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I found that was actually a benefit to us.
Yeah, like definitely you came with the hard-hitting questions right off the bat. Like you're like, hey, this is how it's going to work. I need to know this, this, and this, and this before we can move forward.
I knew what I wanted when I met you.
100%.
So, yeah.
And it was awesome because like, again, I wasn't so upfront about it, but I also knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so having you bring out all this out, it was just like, okay, so I know what I want. Maddie obviously wants to tell me what she wants. And we were on the same page.
Yeah.
And again, that wouldn't have happened without like communication.
Well, that's so sweet. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for giving all that advice and all those lovely little stories and for complimenting me,
Yes,
of course.
there it is, yeah.
We'll be right back.
All right, welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Mitch. I'm the producer of the show, but because our host is now volunteering herself to have a trivia done on herself and her boyfriend, I'm going to fill in as the host duties. So, Madison,
Yes.
are you ready for this?
Yes,
I already forgot your boyfriend's name. Sorry.
It's Nick.
Nick, welcome to the show. Are you guys ready for this?
I am ready. I am going to win.
So the game we're playing is a newlywed game. This is going to be kind of like answered questions, so you guys figure out. I mean, you guys are sitting side by side. So
I'm hiding it.
So it should be interesting. Okay, so we're going to start off with this very simple question, right? What is your partner's silliest fear?
Silliest?
Silliest fear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it.
That's not fair. She's not afraid of anything.
I'm fearless.
Just wait till you guys try and have kids.
Oh,
That's when the fear will
Oh,
kick in.
yeah. We already had that conversation.
this one is a fear, whether you admit it or not.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, Nick, what is your silliest fear before we find out?
My silliest fear, probably clowns.
Clowns.
And Madison, what is your silliest fear?
It's tough.
It's so tough because I have a lot of irrational fears. I think it's like anything that has to do with our cat. Like I feel like one night he's just gonna stop breathing or he's gonna like break his back, and it's pretty.
That's
silly.
not really silly. That's more horrific. But
Yeah.
yeah, go
But
on.
I
It's a little
don't-
morbid almost.
But I don't know what's silly.
Nick, do you want to share your answer for the
I
audience?
did small dogs.
I hate small dogs. I hate small dogs. They're awful. He has two of them.
Yeah.
All right, that's
They look
1
cuties.
for 1 on the
It's
score
not a
sheet
fear
there.
though.
1 for 1 on the score sheet there.
Yep.
Who is each other's hall pass?
Oh.
Oh, I know.
I don't know how to spell his name.
That's okay. Just do your best.
If I
For
give him
the
a
audience,
nickname,
if you don't know
they'll
what a hall pass is, it's a free ticket to
We don't actually
kind of
have.
sleep with a celebrity if you ever
I know
get the
who you'd
chance
pick.
to do sort of thing. So, well, at least we hope it's a celebrity and not someone in the room or someone else.
Oh my god. Just a brawl. Piss off.
All right, Madison, what is Nick's? Or no, sorry, Nick, what is your hall pass?
That's tough, to be honest with you. Trinity from The Matrix?
Oh, that was.
Okay.
Oh,
And Madison, what is
I
yours?
wrote Henry Cavill.
That was close.
I was like literally 50-50. I was like Trinity from The Matrix or Henry Cavill,
Yeah, it's true.
and
Wait, so yours is Henry Cavill?
Yeah, he's Superman.
he
Not
loves.
anymore.
Yeah, oh my god.
Well, at least he's Geralt. Oh.
Rip.
There's always Warhammer.
Yeah, that's
Madison,
true.
what is your hall pass?
Michael B. Jordan.
Correctamundo.
What'd you
So
write?
Mike B. Jordan.
Mike B. Jordan.
That is 2 for Nick and 1 for Madison. Moving on.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
Damn it. I want to win.
What is each other's biggest turn on about each other?
Oh,
That's so hard.
that is tough. Wait, okay.
Oh, this is wrong. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go. Oh,
Thank you for swearing on live TV, on community TV there, Madison. Really appreciate it.
I'm so
Very
sorry.
extremely professional.
Better bleep that out now.
Okay. I'm ready.
Madison, what is your biggest turn on about Nick?
His humor.
Wow.
Little smiley face. That's
A little
cute.
winky face, being cheeky with it.
And Nick, what is your biggest turn on about Madison?
Probably your butt.
Oh, dang it. I wrote humor first. I'm hilarious. And then I wrote cutthroatness.
Oh yeah, she's scary too. So that's a good first. That's a good second pick. Yeah.
Ah, my butt. That's a good one.
So,
2 against 1. He's winning.
no, 3 against 1 now.
It's actually 3. It's a
Yeah.
What? You
it's
didn't
a-
get the first one.
Yeah, you did. You both got the first one right, and then you.
Oh. Well, I'm wrong then.
Well, evidently, yeah.
All right, moving on. If your spouse was a Disney character, who would they choose to be?
Who she would pick to be as a Disney character?
Yes.
Oh.
That is so hard.
There's a lot.
There is quite a few of them.
And there's villains and heroes and in-between characters
Oh, it's
too.
just super general, eh?
And
Okay,
short
I'm just
films
gonna go
too.
with my gut. I'm gonna go with my gut, and Pixar does not count.
Pixar doesn't count?
No.
Okay, Pixar does not count in this scenario, I guess.
That doesn't help me at all.
They're a separate production studio. Okay. Give them
Disney.
some respect.
Disney.
She is ruthless.
Like, this one's gonna be really hard for you.
Yeah, big time.
There's so many. And I don't even know which one I would choose for myself.
I'm gonna say, that's a good question.
It's a great question, Mitchell. Good job.
Oh,
Our co-producer Samantha thought that one.
Ah, good job, Sam.
But I don't think she actually thought of it. I think she just looked up on Google, to be honest.
Ah. I love the Googs.
I don't know how to spell that word, but I'll say it out loud. So
Let me see it.
figure
Okay.
Oh, is that a Q?
She's obviously not with you for your spelling, so
No.
that's fantastic.
He's not with me for my spelling either.
All right,
Autocorrect.
Nick, what character would you be?
I'd probably pick Hercules.
Ah! I put Flynn Rider.
Ooh, Flynn Rider's a good
That
one.
was like,
Rider was a good
dang
one.
it. I totally forgot that you love Hercules. Well, I didn't forget.
Well, it's
but-
kind of funny that you'd say Flynn. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think it's from the same series. Now, Madison, who would you pick?
It'd be really hard for me to choose this. I think I'm gonna say Miko from Pocahontas, who's like the raccoon who steals all the biscuits. Because
Oh, you're
that's just
both-
me in real life.
I picked Rapunzel.
I won't be locked in a tower.
But she frees herself and she has magical hair.
I guess.
And she's tough
I'd
and
rather
stuff.
be the gecko or the chameleon or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and then you want to be a raccoon too, so I don't know. It's tough.
Trash pandas.
It's tough.
Well, thank you guys for so much for playing the Newlywed Game. Even though you're not newlyweds or anything, I think we all just learned a lot about you. Probably too much, to be honest. We'll be right back with more of our generation with Madison hosting this time.
Woo. And welcome back. I'm sitting here with Matt Smith, and we're ready to get rolling. How are you, Matt?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, thank you for coming on the show. So, were you born and raised in Sarnia?
I was born and raised here. I left to London for about a year and a half just recently. Moved back here, so went all through the public school, high school, and the college system
wow.
at Sarnia. So pretty well familiar with the whole place
You're
here.
well versed then.
Yeah, I know the
that
secrets.
makes sense. So, what do? Are you a young professional in Sarnia? Do you have a job elsewhere?
Professional would be a strong word, but I am a financial analyst at a company in London.
That sounds very professional.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess you could say like
Yeah.
learn my ways doing that. So I enjoy it right now because it's a lot of work from home. That's a plus.
Oh, that's
I
a
love
big
that
plus.
new, I guess, fad that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, I like what I do at the moment.
That's awesome. So, what's the best part in your company of being a young professional? Like, is there different opportunities or?
Probably the fact that you can grow your skills. Like you're not only just doing one specific thing. Like I'm doing Excel, I'm doing modeling for Power BI. I've even incorporated like Python stuff into that. So I really am trying to diverse a lot of my skills. And then also you're just learning about company stuff in general, like how they track revenues and accounting and all that. So even though I'm at a position for a company, you're still always growing your skills, and it's just making you a better candidate for the future because nobody knows if you're going to be at a company forever, so you're still growing, and that's what I really like about it.
Honestly, I completely understand that because I did most of my young professional stuff at York University, and then I came here to rebound for work, and they do everything completely different. And so I felt like the first 3 months was me like learning a whole new system, but now I feel so much more like flexible and adaptable. And so I think that that's actually such a good point that you're always growing and evolving, especially if you switch companies as well. Yeah, so how did you get here? Like, what's been your journey to get to be a financial analyst?
Kind of unique, I would say. So COVID was actually a reason why I became where I am now. I graduated out of Lambton College and then their Nipissing program, and I got a bachelor's of business degree, and I was working at TD Bank. And when COVID hit, I had to stop working there. So I had all this free time, and I started to learn about data analytics. So like statistics and all of I learned how to code like Python and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, I can't sit here and do nothing. Like there's two types of people on the pandemic. There's the people that want to be productive and work, or the ones that just want to chill out and relax.
Yeah, 100%.
I was 100% in one group. I just wanted to like, what can I do to help myself moving forward? So I learned all those skills, and I did projects, and I put that on my resume. And that's actually what got me hired, because my manager was like, you know, this guy's showing that he's doing these projects in his free time, and he's actually wanting to learn and such. So
Wow.
I'm a big advocate for just doing the projects, putting that on your resume, and that's how I got my job.
That's amazing that you had the motivation to do all that. When you were listing all of that, I felt like that woman in the mathematic meme just being like, whoa. Like that was so much, like good for you for doing that.
I gotta find what meme.
Yeah. It's like she's trying to do math and she's just like staring off into space.
Yeah.
But so have you always been drawn to like kind of technology and everything, like even throughout high school and college and everything?
No, in high school I was like just, who knows, I didn't know what I wanted to do in high school, which is pretty fairly common among everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard because you think that you got to know what you're doing right out of high school into college.
Yeah.
And what helped me is I've tried multiple different avenues of what I think I enjoy. And then I'm like, you know what? A couple months later, I don't even like doing this anymore.
Yeah,
so I've tried so many things, and I ended up landing at doing coding types of stuff, and it just fits my personality, how I think and all that stuff, so I really enjoy that.
Oh, that's so cool. I feel like that's like a good way to live though, the kind of, even though people don't like it, the trial and error method really does work.
Oh, yeah.
I've switched career paths so many times, and like even now, like my degree actually doesn't line up with my career now. It like, you can take bits and pieces of it. So throughout high school, if you could go back to that, what was the best piece of advice that you ever received?
In high school?
Yeah.
I don't know if I really had a good piece of advice in high school, really, because I didn't care about my future.
No, but that's true.
I was more so like just playing video games with my friends, just going out and stuff like that. After high school, when I kind of started to get my ducks in a row and think like, okay, what do I want to do? I thought that just getting started with something was the best way to go, because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but just get started, and you kind of get a little bit of a motivational push, like, you know, yeah, this looks pretty cool. I'll try this out. And then you do that for a little bit, and then you either like it or you don't. So that's what carried me from, I guess you could say, like post-secondary and on. When I wanted to like actually get myself set up and figure out what I wanted to do, you just got to get started, and really consistency, I think, is the biggest factor that you want to do, because motivation can only get you so far, but consistency, like that's how you actually like keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, because you're disciplined at that point.
Yeah,
just keep
discipline.
Going. Yeah,
That's a big one.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So from the sounds of it, it seems like you kind of were a lone wolf a little bit. Did you have a mentor at all throughout all of this?
Funny now that you mentioned that, because I've never had like a straight up mentor. When I was going through college and stuff, and I did online school after Lambton College for about 1.5 years, I was alone a lot, but I went to the gym, I started to learn how to work out, and I got all this information from YouTube. Like I don't know, it might sound silly, but I straight up watched like how to be like a young man on YouTube or something. And it talks about your health and hygiene, it talks about your daily habits, and just how to be growing to be your best self.
Yeah.
And I would say like I got my mentors from YouTube, if anything, because
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's just, it worked for me, and that's helped kind of like put the path down for what I want to grow into to be my best self.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, Matt. That was a really insightful conversation, so thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, it was fun. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, well, have a great night, everyone. Tune in next week for another Our Generation. Is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? Chill, Magoo. I hate that I just said that. No, I like. The cameras roll. In all seriousness, I hope everyone has a good hug. A hot dog. Everybody should have a hot dog. Spread joy. Ah!